Alright, what is up YouTube? HPJ here. It's Harpie time. And I know many of you have been waiting for my Harpie Deck Profile because it's been a very long period of time. So I really can't say I've had the best of time trying to build this because I haven't. And definitely am trying to just figure out things for the Harpie archetype. Because there's just a lot of things that I'm just tired at this point. And I'm just like, you know what? If the new support comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it just is what it is. Um, and you know what? I have other archetypes I can focus on and have some fun with for a while till it's time. Because right now, like I said in my previous video, the ban list didn't help. What little changes that were on it, what more can you really benefit from? I hate Tempest, so that right there was already enough things to just be like, yeah, no, there's like no trying to really help it. The extra deck is a shamble, because what more stuff do we have to hide on with, you know, stall tactics and in rush push where everything in the game can omni negate at turn one. So it's like, alright, I guess we're just casual deck at this point, and even then having to deal with all the casual bullshit. So trying to do this with a smile on my face is not easy, but I at least try. So, you know, for those who are wondering, you know, what bulk of things is going on, I'll try to talk about it more towards in the bulk of the video, after I've go through the deck. But for the most part, it is a lot of things Harpie related that, you know, things just aren't what I would like them to be, but unfortunately, you just have to deal with what they deal with. I am so sorry, my lanyard is in the way. Let me move that out the way. Okay, and now we can go into deck profile. So, starting off are my monsters. I'm running triple copies of Harpie Perfumer, the triple copies of Harpie Channeler, and triple copies of Harpie Lady 1. To follow this up, I'm running 2 copies of Harpie's Pet Dragon First on Fire, 1 Harpie Oracle, 1 Harpie Harpist, 1 Harpie Lady Sisters, and triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Okay, so that is it for the monsters. Sorry if like my ratio and stuff is worse. I'm having some issues like with my stand, not my stand, but my arm. Not my actual arm, but my arm for recording. For the spell card, we are running triple copies of Hysteric Sign. Then that is followed up by triple copies of Elegant Egotist. 1 Harpie's Feather Duster, 1 Harpie's Hunting Ground, 1 Harpie's Feather Rest, and 1 Alluring Mirror Split. To round out our spells are double copies of Swallow's Nest, 2 copies of the Forbidden Droplet, and then 2 copies of Triple Tactic Talents. So that is it for the spells. Moving into the trap cards. Alright, are triple copies of Infinity Impermanence, with triple copies of Harpie's Feather Storm, and then 2 copies of Hysteric Party. So that is it for the spells. For the trap cards, and that is all of the main deck. That's a total of 40. For the extra deck, 2 copies of our girl Cyber / Harpie Lady, 1 copy of Harpie Conductor, 1 copy of Winnie the Wind Charmer Vertin, 1 copy of Helvish Vulgar, the Desperate Doom Eagle, 1 copy of Cross Sheet, 1 copy of IP Masquerena, 1 copy of Tri-Brigade Fergite, the Burden Blossom, 1 copy of Access Code Talker, 1 Lightning Chidori, 1 Harpie's Pet Dragon for Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon, 1 Ice Bee Zero Fine, 1 Great Raptor Arsenal Falcon, 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, and then 1 copy of Divine Arsenal, Double Azus Sky Thunder, and it is my German version. Because I forgot to take the other one out of the other deck. But that is pretty much it for the deck itself. So, what's been going on? Why has this been, you know, normally almost every month I would have a different Harpie deck profile, and for the most part I would do them in correspondence with current meta. Well, here's the thing with current meta. It has become basically play Snake Eyes or bust. Till right now, we're Raging of the Abyss is out, and now it's play Snake Eyes or play Water. Which one do you want to play with? Because I don't know about Light and Dark. Light and Dark have their own issues. And I really do try to find a minimum of things for Harpie to try to keep things together. Most of the things that I wanted to do definitely took a change by time June got here. I want to say not even June. When the Forbidden Limited list before National Season happened is where a lot of things changed. Um, One of the bigger issues I think even still in TCG is that we have a lot of losses for Harpie that cannot be fixed unless either new wind support comes out, new Winged Beast support comes out, and I'm not talking like, the Swallows Calray situation where this is only particularly built for one thing, and even if it's built for one thing, it does not work with everyone. And then the other is, of course, getting new support and then hoping that the new support has conjunction with the older support. And even if retrains are permitted, can we please get retrains in conjunction with that new support that's supposed to be stable? Because right now, at this point in time, I said this already previously in my other video, that with the newer additions to Harpie, being Cyber Slash and Harpie's Pet Harpie's Pet Dragon Fierce on Fire, we've only got nothing but a bunch of reprints in between those cards and after. And even with the most latest update to Harpie's Feather Duster, which I'm sorry to say this really was not needed, it has definitely been an issue of trying to build a Harpie where you have multi-omni negates. Everything that you would utilize for wind is either forbidden or lacks its utility because other things are a lot faster. Because we don't have an omni negate. We don't have our own. We have Feather Storm, but even then, that has a lot of issues to it because we don't have retrieval to really get to it. We just have search it out and then hope for the best. We don't have a lot of our own massive removal cards because a lot of them are even locked behind limitations and factoids there. And the one gimmick that Harpies has really tends to backfire on you. And between the two gimmicks that its archetype has is either massive is the amount of back row removal or the amount of special summoning. Too many limits on your special summonings, and then you have a lot of restrictions with your monster removal because a lot of that happens to do with a lot of things that unfortunately just don't play out in our favor. So I said a good bulk of this in the main video when I talked about it, and I'll definitely lead to that. So it did take a lot of time to do this because I'd rather just be 100% honest, like I said in the other video. The wave of Harpie support kind of just lacks. And the one time when we had a massive amount of Harpie support that actually did good, it was literally, over 10 years ago? Literally. Eskimos to the last 6 years, about 6 years ago when we had some new Harpie support, and it was all over the place. And then it went from, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and still has not really survived anything but good casual play. I mean, if that's what you want to call it. Because even at casual levels, it's just like, holy shit, I kind of really do just hate playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, because the ban list did not really help solve problems that it should have. It just only was like, here you go, get joy. And no one mentioned Mulcharmy, because unless you're going to pay for a full set of Mulcharmy to even give me, you're not going to see Mulcharmy in this deck, or in any of the decks that I built, for a good period of time. So, starting off with Perfumer, she's going to be the monster that searches for your spells and shots. The specifically lists Harpie Lady Thesis in its text. You can add an additional card if you control a level 5 or higher Harpie monster. Harpie Channeler is up next. She's able to discard a Harpie card from your hand to summon a Harpie monster from your deck onto the field in defense position, except for a copy of herself. While you control Dragon-type monsters, her level changes from 4 to 7, given the optimal place with a lot of the Dragon monsters that the archetype itself has on its own, and even going into a ton of the amazing rank 7s that are featured. So, from there, we have the one copy of Harpie Lady 1 to give the additional attack boost to your wind monsters. The only other thing about this monster, of course, is there aren't too many ways to session out Harpie Lady 1 unless you rely on other effects. And This is the one that I mostly go to for choice because the vanilla Harpie Lady is just there to look pretty, and then Cyber Harpie Lady is just a beatstick. A decent one compared to most things these days. Harpies pet dragon fearsome fire. While trying to be a decent enough extender, the main purpose of this monster is to be a level 7 target that can be used off of Channeler, as well as Harpie Perfumer and Harpie Oracle. Being able to send a winged beast monster from your deck to the graveyard when it is sent from the field to the graveyard to extend plays with Harpie Harpist, while also being able to be somewhat of a barrier for attacks while on the field. But primarily, you're just using it as a special summon target when you control a level 6 or lower wind monster. In addition to that, we have Harpie Harpist, who helps thin out the deck by searching for your wind attributed for your level 4 winged beast with 1500 or less attack and adding them to the hand. While her normal summon effect really doesn't factor unless you're using cards like Divine Wind of the Mist Valley and Harpie Dancer, or even trying to bounce things off of with Harpie Conductor. Harpie Oracle is another extender to basically be played on the field when you have levels 5 or higher Harpie monsters. Her other ability is that during the end of the turn in which she's no longer supposed to summon, you can retrieve a spell or trap to specifically list Harpie Lady Sisters in its text from your graveyard to your hand. Which, speaking of which, the one copy of Harpie Lady Sisters to basically just play as another target for Elegant Egotists due to the limitations of things, and outright also be an additional support card in a midway between Oracle and Dragon to be able to special summon off of, since this is basically, well, they're the middleman of the situation. Other than that, it's just the one of dead draw that the deck unfortunately has to deal with, but hopefully a retrain in the near future. From there on, my hand trap of choice will be Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring, not because she's not only one of the cheaper versions of it, but it really stops a lot of the decks that tend to do one of the effects that she negates, which is adding cards from your deck to your hand, especially a monster from the deck, or sending cards from the deck to the graveyard. So, from there, I go into my arsenal of spells. The Triple Hysteric Sign to either add Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and being a target to be destroyed by card effects or discarded by card effects, so that you're then able to add your 3 Harpie cards from your deck to your hand at the end of the turn. Elegant Egotist itself allows you to extend your special summons of your Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters to the board. Basically giving you into your Link plays, your Exceed plays, and even into your Synchro Monster. While from there, I am running the one of the major assets of Harpie cards. Feather Duster to remove massive amounts of spells and traps on the field. Harpie's Hunting Ground to give the additional 200 attack and defense, while also being able to destroy spells and traps whenever Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters is no longer special summon. Harpie's Feather Rest to basically be a mini pot of Avarice. Return your Harpie Lady and our Harpie Lady Sister deck into your deck to allow you to draw a card. But while you control the level 7 or higher Harpie monster, you're able to to draw an additional card. But you are locked into wind summons for the rest of the turn, which tends to get a little harder because, well, the wind summon situation has not gotten better. Well, yes, there are decent targets. It's just that once you lock yourself in the wind, majority of your extra deck, especially unfortunately mine, tends to lock itself into things. The Alluring Mirror Split is literally just here to be a destroy target for Harpie's Hunting Ground or the effects of Harpie Conductor. To basically just give you the additional summon of a Harpie monster from the graveyard, because I rarely ever use the first effect, which is the summon a Harpie monster when destroyed by battle. So, that's it for the plethora of the Harpie cards there. On to the supporting cast. Swallow's Nest to get out of dodge of cards like Effect Veiler and stuff, to then be able to bring out a newer Harpie monster and hopefully have her effect triggered. Forbidden Droplets to send some of your dead cards already on the board to the grave so that you can negate stuff and have attack till the end of the turn. And with all out spells, Triple Tactics Talent to either do, Change of Heart, draw 2 for Pot of Greed, or Confiscation. And because most monster effects will be trying to happen during your turn, you at least have the option to use one of those abilities. Alright, when that in tow, Going into the trap lineup, we have, of course, Infinity Impermeance, just as a standoff to where, well, we're not running Valor, but we have the next best thing. Then Harpie's Featherstorm, of course, for more monster negation. And Hysteric Party for a massive swarm of things on the board. Alright, that's it for the spells. No, for the main deck and the trap cards. In spells and monsters. And then we go on to the extra. Not rocking the triple, but definitely rocking the double. The Cyber Slash Harpie Lady just offers the bounce and just being a big beat stick for the Harpie archetype. Harpie Conductor offers the greatest offense is a good defense scenario, while being able to destroy your own cells and tries to protect your Harpie monsters when need once a turn, would need be. The other ability for Conductor is basically to bounce things when a Harpie card you control is bounced, which can be situationally useful, but also kind of just plays into things itself. Winnie to be another win target, and you can still your opponent's draw a lot great to play around with that. Havis Vulgar as one of the targets Winnie can use to help Link climb. Cross Sheet, which I'm only running because of its ability to give the Exceed in the Synchro setup, where all the monsters your opponent controls will lose 700 attack, but while all the monsters you control when you control a Synchro monster gain 700 attack. IP Masquerena to be used. Hold on, let me make sure this is properly set up. There we go. IP Masquerena just quickly to get into other cards if need be. The extender of Frigid the Burning Blossom, which not too bad there, but still cast away from some problems because if I go into Harpie's Feather as, which I will tend to do, I kind of don't have many targets that we can get into that are win, because many of them are locked behind. This card can only be used for win. And, well, as you can see, yeah, I got a majority of more players standing here that are unfortunately rocking out to a majority of attributes that are not wind. Assets Code Talker to be pretty much the final game board pusher if need be. Chidori for removal. Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon as a standalone in card. IC05 for her Massive Negate. Ray Raptor Arsenal Falcon to play off of the rank 7 situation, as well as Draco Sack. And then when all else fails, you just put Havis Vulgar on top of something and just wipe out the board if need be. I mean, not Havis Vulgar. Zeus. Double A Zeus Sky Thunder. Why I say Havis Vulgar? Oh, because I've been looking at him for a while. But yeah, that pretty much just wraps up the video. I guess, like I said, my final thoughts on is that I'm really just trying to work on this whole extra deck situation, because it is a heaping mess. I don't know if I want to just go ahead and just go strictly win and just play off cards like Pot of Prosperities and stuff, or do I just stick with some combo games and just say goodbye to some pieces so that other pieces can thrive. It's a very stressful situation that need be. I have to sit down and figure it out for myself, because at the end of the day, I make the final decisions on things. And if anything else to it, I just want to focus on the extra deck. The main deck will be what it is. So, you know, if there are suggestions for the extra deck choices, please leave them in the comment section below. Because I'd rather just focus on my extra deck. My main deck can just, I'll figure that out on its own flow. But you can see, yeah, I'm even struggling now just trying to get things together with it, because it is a very tedious situation. But I do enjoy the fact that people are watching the videos, so that helps out with anything. And I want to wrap it up here so I can have some time to upload it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys appreciate this Harpie deck profile. I'll have some other deck profiles and stuff probably ready to go within the next couple of weeks before the end of October. Probably need to give myself some energy as well, because it's been very stressful of things. But I do thank you guys for the encouragement to keep going on. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, because it helps out the channel tremendously. Also, social media links are in the description box below, so you guys can check me out on there. And, of course, if you guys want to check out some previous content and stuff, you can wait to the end of the video and, you know, hit those previous videos and hit that playlist. So with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. HPJ signing out. Take care.